But I was very consistent. And if you've been watching Ultimate Browns, if you've been watching the Barbershop, if you've been watching UCSS, I've been super consistent about this going back to last year. I felt it was a disservice and an injustice what they did to Nick Chubb in the media by expecting this man to be coming back after that devastating knee injury to save their tails. Because here's what it was. Nick Chubb comes off his second devastating knee injury, and the second that he starts rehabbing and doing his stuff, everybody wants to put Adrian Peterson on his tape. Everybody want to put Adrian Peterson, but Nick Chubb is a freak of nature. But Nick Chubb, I heard people that played in the league saying this stuff. And I'm like, you guys need to stop doing that because you're setting yourself up for the downfall. You're setting yourself up to be let down. And when Mary Kay says, oh, he's a shell of himself, like, stop saying that. I've had 3 ACLs. I know that it's going to take you multiple weeks and years to get back to just being like yourself. This man came back. He got hurt against the Steelers, missed the rest of that season. He comes back in the middle of the season last year, and we're telling people, talk about, oh, well, he's going to average 5-6 yards a carry. No, he's not. He's going to go out there, and he's going to try to get his feet wet and make sure that he can still cut and get through a game and do some things and just make it to the season so he can get to this offseason and really start putting it back together, really start training, really start cutting, really start lifting to get back to where he is. You're not going to see any part of Nick Chubb, not last year. You're going to see that this year. And that's the problem with the short-sighted nature of the Cleveland Browns. How is it that you're willing to wait for Jed Wills a whole year, not do nothing, but you can't wait a couple of seconds at less money for Nick Chubb? It's wild to me. And all that's going to happen, it happens to the Browns all the time. When we told you, hey, listen, Odell Beckham Jr. is not washed up. He's about to go do something somewhere else. He was great in the playoffs. We told you Kareem Hunt wasn't washed up. Speaking of, I talked to Kareem too. Yeah, it's funny how he kind of has some of the same things to some sources next to Kareem. Kind of was upset at Kareem Hunt was washed too, right? So now you're going to have him go to another team, get behind the offensive line and the coordinator that understands what they want to do, give him a role, and Nick Chubb is going to be Nick Chubb. And guess what? He's going to have an axe to grind. He's going to be pissed off running. You know why? Because like Mary Kay said, all he wanted to do was end his doggone career here. You can't do that. He's washed now. It's wild to me. It's just crazy to me. And you hit it right on the head, Corey. He's gonna be better next year, and if he's in Pittsburgh, I'm gonna be sick with it. If he's in Baltimore, I'm gonna be sick with it. If he's in the Bengals, I'm upset with that, man, because we can't never have nice stuff. We just can't. Hey, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Nasty work. Nasty work. But you keep telling me about these stadiums, bro. And these folks, this is coming off the NFLPA. This coming off the NFL Players Association grade where guys is getting Fs for team travel, Fs for locker room facility, C- or Cs, which is the worst when it comes to coaching. You're doing all this, and then you say you got the negative PR with Myles Garrett, you got negative PR with Deshaun Watson. Now you're throwing it on with the Nick Chubb, and it's like, okay, we'll go get another. Nah, come on, man. Look. It is hard to be a Browns fan. It sure is. That's why the thumbnail looked like the way the thumbnail looked. Man, this is horrible for Browns fans. And the reason I'm emotional about it and I'm upset about it to a certain extent is because it is. I don't like when people treat people like that, man. I don't like it, man. And you know what they did with Nick Chubb? And tell me if I'm lying when I say this. They got Nick Chubb to come back during that season. And you know why they liked it? Because it was a nice little distraction about the dumpster fire the Cleveland Browns was coddling inside that locker room and what they was putting on the field. They brought back Nick Chubb for a beautiful little distraction. Do you know that Nick Chubb could have said, I'm out for the rest of that season. I'm not about to go out there and be 70% of what I used to be. What I am going to do is I'm going to ride this year out. They brought that man back out there. They brought him out there so the fans can see somebody they actually like, because guess what? Last year, the Browns had a likability thing. You know how many times we saw people say, I don't like the Browns? For the whole Deshaun Watson thing, that was the narrative people was running with all year. I don't like the Browns, aren't likable. I don't like them. I don't want to see them on TV. I don't want to see nothing about Deshaun Watson. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And you know what? You know how many people told me I wouldn't even be a Browns fan if it wasn't for Nick Chubb? If it wasn't for what Nick Chubb was doing, if it wasn't for what Nick Chubb represents, I watch the Browns because there's still good people on the team like Nick Chubb left that I want to see and watch during a 3-14 season. And they ran that man out there knowing good and well he wasn't 100%, knowing good and well you people still wanted to see Nick Chubb play. And you do him like this at the end? Nasty work. And you know what? I didn't think it could get any like, this isn't just one person. I didn't think it could. Tell me somebody. Tell me one person who leaves the Browns and has nice things to say. I'll wait. Can you tell me one? Let me know the person, even if they was fan favorites.